Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest update. We are going to start with Ronald Araujo's injury, as it has been reported that the Uruguayan national team is putting pressure on the defender not to undergo surgery. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about right back Sergi Roberto, as it has been reported that the Barcelona defender is expected to leave the club as a free agent next year. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay updated whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video as we get right into it. Barca! 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 Following Ronald Araujo's injury setback this past week, there has been a lot of talk surrounding the defender's recovery options. There has been made case of him undergoing surgery, but it would pretty much end his hope to featuring for the World Cup for Uruguay in November. On the other hand, conservative treatment might cause complications in the future, as was seen in the case of Ansu Fati. Araujo is expected to take a decision on the matter imminently after consulting with doctors from Barcelona. Amidst this, Sport is reporting that the Uruguayan national team are putting pressure on the 23-year-old defender not to opt for surgery. Diego Alonso's side are already facing the risk of going into the World Cup without the services of veteran defender Diego Godin, who has been out injured for over a month. And with Araujo's latest setback, things will be complicated for them. Hence, they do not want the Barcelona defender to go under the knife, as it would potentially rule him out for the World Cup altogether, putting a major question mark on Uruguay's chances in the competition. As far as Barca are considered, they want Araujo to make 100% recovery and avoid any chances of a relapse that might come with opting for conservative treatment. The defender is pretty much ruled out for the next 6 to 7 weeks, and Barcelona want him to be fully fit and ready for the second half of the season by undergoing surgery and then recovering over the next few months. Ronald Araujo has a difficult decision to make as it stands, which is expected to confirm in the next few hours. It has been a very bad international break for all Barcelona fans, with some of our key players picking up injury. Ronald Araujo especially has been that player who have impressed Barca a lot, being the key to the defense line, and it came as a very bad, terrible news when he picked up an injury. And not just him, we quite remember about 4 players are injured while on international duty for Barca, and kind of make fans feel like, is this just a coincidence or what's happening? Like, just the first day playing for their national teams, they all picked up injuries. So it's a terrible thing. And Araujo's own case is even worse now that they are saying a surgery is needed if he wants to gain 100% comeback to full fitness. So there's this report saying that his national team, the Uruguayan national team, is putting pressure on him not to undergo surgery. Of course, we understand why Uruguay is putting pressure for that, because they know they will miss him if he wants to go for surgery, because surgery takes a very long time for him to recuperate and return to full fitness. And the player going for conservative treatment might also be risky, because we have been seeing the likes of Umtiti, the likes of Ansu Fati, not fully recovering because of conservative treatment. They come and go, they come and go. Of course, the thing is, this World Cup now will bring something so different, because any player would like to feature for the World Cup. And now, Araujo not featuring for the World Cup for Uruguay will be a disaster for them. They know very well that Araujo is their key defender there. Diego Godin for them also is not available due to injury, so it will even make matters worse. But if Araujo can undergo the conservative treatment, his injury will be about 6 to 7 weeks and he will return to action. So let's see what happens. Let's see what Araujo himself decides. Barcelona are still to make a definitive decision about his injury. But from what I've been told, they are saying that, the Uruguayan is in talks with the Barca medical staff to see the best solution to this injury. Of course, it's very sad to see Araujo out injured already just for his first game playing for Uruguay in this international break, which has come as a very bad luck for Barcelona. We also have players like Jules Koundé. Koundé have been out injured as well, playing for France against Austria last time out. And this comes as a big blow for all of us Barca supporters. 2 key defenders out injured. And luckily enough, Koundé's own is not too long like that of Ronald Araujo. Koundé will be about 2 or 3 weeks. He might likely feature for the first El Clasico of the season. So let's see how things go. But more concern will be for Ronald Araujo, whose only will be like close to 2 months out. It's really long. But he could still feature for the World Cup though. He could still be forced for the World Cup if Uruguay. But the thing is, if he goes for the permanent surgery, it's going to take a very long time, and I don't think Uruguay will like that, but I doubt if the player who decides going for that surgery, he knows very well that he wants to play his first ever World Cup in his career. So let's see what is made of his injury in the next few days. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, even though Sergi Roberto signed a new contract with Barcelona earlier this year, he is staring at an uncertain future at Spotify Camp Nou. The club's captain's previous deal was set to expire this past summer, and Barca handed him an extension at the request of manager Xavi Hernandez, who believes that his former teammate still has a lot to offer. However, Barcelona gave Roberto only a 1-year contract extension, and journalist Gerard Romero is claiming that the Spaniard will, in all likelihood, depart the club as a free agent when the deal expires next summer. The 30-year-old had made a good start to the season, bagging a goal and an assist in 5 matches in all competitions before sustaining a minor injury. But despite his form in the early part of the season, it is expected that Roberto will not be staying at the club beyond the campaign. Instead, Barcelona are already planning for a major investment to sign a new right-back next year. AS Monaco's Van der Sar has been touted as a key target, even though he is valued at 60 million euros by the Ligue 1 giants. Romero claims that Barca might push for the 2 right-backs along with Roberto. Bellerin is also out of contract next year. There is a possibility that the latter could be given an extension based on performances, while the chance of him joining Real Betis next year also exists. If such a scenario materializes, Barcelona will go after 2 right-backs, but as things stand, Roberto does not seem to have any future at the Camp Nou beyond the ongoing campaign. Roberto has been a right-back for Barcelona for a long time. Of course, we quite remember when Ernesto Valverde was in charge of the club. He made Roberto the permanent right-back. From there, Roberto have not looked back. So his contract expires next year, and it is very likely that he will leave the club as a free agent. Of course, many fans were not happy for the fact that Xavi came and tried to convince the board to extend Roberto's contract last season, of course, which the board did that. And now looking at the fact that Hector Bellerin is there as well, bringing some serious competition at the right-back department, Roberto's time is naturally diminishing because, we have also Koundé who can play as a right-back. Bellerin is a natural right-back. Having Roberto as well, who definitely have an injury right now, who see reduced minutes. So it has been reported that the player will leave the club by next season as a free agent, as Barcelona also eyes some good right backs in the market. Van der Sar of AS Monaco is also being touted heavily by the club, as Barcelona are strongly monitoring the Brazilian. So let's see what step Barca take from here to look for a new right back. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do well to do so. Until next time, bye bye.